Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties at times, you know? The camera just froze and then it like messed up and I had to like restart my computer. Uh, but we will continue on from where I left off. And we had just talked about this week in history. Now we're going to talk about famous time travel theories. Time travel has fascinated scientists and storytellers alike, often bringing us face to face with mind bending paradoxes and puzzles about how cause and effect really work. Today we're diving into two fascinating concepts that try to make sense of these puzzles: the Novikov self-consistency principle and causal loop theory. First up, the Novikov self-consistency principle. This idea was proposed by Russian physicist Igor Novikov, back in the 80s, 1980s that is. It basically says that if you travel back in time, you cannot change the past in any way that would create a paradox, like stopping your own grandparents from meeting, which would prevent your existence. Instead, the timeline self-corrects. So any actions you take in the past were always part of history to begin with. In other words, the universe won't let you mess with the past in a way that causes contradiction. It's like time has its own built-in safety net. Then there's the mind-boggling causal loop theory, also called the bootstrap paradox. Imagine you get a mysterious book, and then you travel back in time and hand that same book to your younger self. So who actually wrote it? The book exists in a loop with no clear origin. This theory explores situations where cause and effect become a loop. Events cause themselves in a never-ending cycle. Some physicists think this kind of loop could actually be possible. It wouldn't necessarily break the laws of physics. These ideas don't just sound like sci-fi, they challenge how we understand time, cause, and effect. And they've inspired tons of movies and books. For instance, the film Donnie Darko uses the Novikov principle to explain its complex time loops. So whether time travel is ever possible or not, these theories show us how tricky, and fascinating the idea really is, and how the universe might just be stranger than we imagine. The history of UFO sightings. Today, let's take a fascinating journey through the history of UFO sightings, these mysterious aerial phenomena that have captured imaginations for decades. It all began on June 24th, 1947, when Kenneth Arnold, a private pilot flying near Mount Rainier in Washington State, reported seeing 9 shiny, fast-moving objects darting through the sky in a formation. Arnold described their motion as being like a saucer skipping across water. That colorful description quickly gave rise to the iconic term flying saucers, which forever shaped how people picture UFOs. What made Arnold's sighting especially striking was the incredible speed he estimated, over 1,200 miles per hour, something far beyond any aircraft known at the time. His report ignited a media frenzy and kicked off an era of heightened public fascination and government investigations, including the U.S. Air Force's Project Sign, one of the earliest official UFO probes. Fast forward to November 14th, 2004, off the coast of Southern California, U.S. Navy pilots aboard the USS Nimitz encountered something equally baffling: a white oval-shaped object nicknamed the Tic Tac due to its shape. Commander David Fravor and his team witnessed the object performing flight maneuvers that defied conventional physics. hovering motionless, accelerating rapidly, and executing sharp turns without any visible means of propulsion. This incident was captured on infrared video and was later confirmed by the Pentagon as authentic. It spurred the revelation of the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, a secret initiative that ran from 2007 to 2012, investigating such unexplained encounters, from Arnold's flying saucers in the Pacific Northwest to the Tic Tac mystery off California's coast. These sightings challenge our understanding of aerial phenomena and keep the UFO question very much alive. Each sighting adds a new layer to the puzzle, raising questions about technology, the unknown, and whether we are truly alone in the sky. So, what do you think? Could these be glimpses of advanced human technology, extraterrestrial visitors, or something else entirely? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the strange and mysterious world of UFOs every week. Every week we do little UFO in history and stuff. Now we get into the deep dive main subject of the night, the Beale Ciphers. So welcome time travelers and mystery seekers to a very special deep dive. Today we unravel one of the most enduring and tantalizing puzzles in American history, the Beale Ciphers. A story of secret codes, lost treasure, and just decades of mystery that continues to captivate the imagination. For nearly 2 centuries, adventurers and cryptologists have tried and failed to fully crack these enigmatic texts. But what's the truth behind the legend? Was Thomas J. Beale a real man? Did he bury a fortune near Santa Fe? Or is this just a clever tale born of hope and imagination? Over the next however long, we will explore the origins, the partial decoding, the controversy, the cutting-edge efforts to unlock the final secrets. So prepare yourself for codes, intrigue, and maybe, just maybe, a treasure waiting to be found. Let's travel back to the early 1820s, a time when America was still young and the frontier was wild and full of promise. The westward expansion was in full swing, and with it, rumors of hidden riches sparked the dreams of many. In this turbulent era emerged a mysterious figure named Thomas J. Beale. According to legend, Beale led a group of roughly 30 men on a secret expedition near Santa Fe, New Mexico. They uncovered a massive deposit of gold and silver, rich beyond imagination. But treasure in those days was as much a curse as a blessing. The group allegedly mined the precious metals, then transported hundreds of pounds back east. The risk of theft, Indian raids, and unforgiving terrain meant secrecy was paramount. To protect the treasure's location and rightful ownership, Beale created 3 encrypted messages, one describing the treasure's exact burial place, another listing its contents, and a third naming the heirs entitled to the wealth. He entrusted these cryptograms to Robert Morris, an innkeeper who was to hold them safe in a locked box. But by 1845, Beale had disappeared without a trace, and the box remained untouched. Decades passed before this strange tale and its ciphers were made public. In 1885, a pamphlet titled The Beale Papers appeared in Bedford County, Virginia, authored by an anonymous man claiming to have obtained the box from Morris. These ciphers contained a story of a great fortune in gold and silver, buried in the western wilderness, waiting for rightful heirs to find it. The mystery has puzzled many, and only those with the courage to decipher these codes will unlock its secrets. But who was Thomas Beale? And did the treasure really exist? Or is it just a 19th century story crafted to intrigue and inspire? Let's talk about the ciphers themselves. Each is a long series of numbers. At first glance, they look like gibberish, but they're not random. They're examples of a book cipher. A book cipher uses a known text called the key to decode a message. Each number corresponds to a word, letter, or position in the key text. If you don't have the right key, the message remains indecipherable. For Beale's second cipher, the key was discovered to be the United States Declaration of Independence. This choice is poetic, the founding document serving as the code to unlock hidden treasure. Using the Declaration, the cipher was decrypted to reveal this message: I have deposited in Bedford County, Virginia, 16,775 pounds of treasure, gold, silver, and precious jewels, buried in iron pots in a stone vault. The gold weighs 1,014 pounds, the silver 3,812 pounds. The vault is secured under a large oak tree near the Blue Ridge Mountains. This detailed description fired imagination. Treasure hunters have searched Bedford County ever since. But what about the other two ciphers? Cipher number 1, which supposedly holds the treasure's precise location, and cipher number 3, listing the errors, remain stubbornly undeciphered. Despite countless attempts from amateur sleuths to professional cryptanalysts, no universally accepted decryption has emerged. One theory is that these two ciphers require a different key text, which remains lost. Others argue they might be nonsense or decoys. Not everyone believes the Beale story is true. Critics have raised several objections. First, historical records fail to confirm the existence of Thomas J. Beale or any such treasure expedition near Santa Fe. No mention appears in census data or official documents from the era. Second, linguistic analysis reveals that the style and vocabulary of the ciphers and pamphlet don't match early 19th century writing, hinting they may have been written much later. Some experts suggest the entire tale might have been fabricated as a clever hoax or even a marketing scheme to sell pamphlets. But supporters point to the fact that cipher number 2 was successfully decoded using the Declaration of Independence, a real, meaningful message that would be hard to fake convincingly. Cryptologist Dr. Jane Miller, the structure of cipher number 2 aligns perfectly with book cipher methods. It's compelling evidence that at least part of the story has a real cryptographic basis. Treasure hunter Bill James said, I've spent years searching Bedford County. The legend drives people like me to keep trying. If it's a hoax, it's the most enduring one in American history. In the 21st century, new technology has given fresh hope to crack the remaining ciphers. Recent studies using statistical cryptanalysis in 2022 showed that cipher number 2 fits the expected pattern of a genuine encrypted message. But ciphers number 1 and number 3 do not. Their letter distributions and repetitions are more like random gibberish. This suggests that cipher number 2 is authentic or based on real encrypted text, while the other two may be fabricated or encoded with a lost method. Cryptographers have tried various methods, including polyalphabetic ciphers, transposition grids, and steganography. Stenography. Okay, I knew that word. I just had to say it twice. Machine learning algorithms now comb through billions of possible keys and patterns, but the puzzle remains unsolved. All programs search vast linguistic databases, testing every hypothesis, yet no breakthrough has emerged. Perhaps the key text is lost forever, or the remaining ciphers are intentionally misleading. I'm telling you, the Beale Cipher transit, the Beale tri, dang it, the Beale ciphers transcend mere code breaking. They are part of a grand transition of American treasure legends, alongside Oak Island, the Lost Dutchman Mine, and others. These stories stir something universal, the hope of uncovering secret riches, the thrill of mystery, and the romance of adventure. They inspire not only treasure hunters, but artists, writers, and public enthusiasts. The ciphers appear in novels, TV episodes, even video games, an enduring symbol of the unknown. Psychologists note that unsolved mysteries engage our brains and emotions, giving purpose to discovery and allowing us to imagine the impossible. So what is the truth of the Beale Ciphers? Are they the key to a fortune buried long ago, or an elaborate 19th century myth? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between. One thing is certain, the story still captures our imagination, inviting each of us to be a part of history, mystery, and the quest for treasure. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. If you ever wander Bedford County, keep an eye out. You might be closer to the secret than you think. Now a little Crow's Corner, Time Warp Thursday, July 17th, 2025. Remember, these are all my thoughts, okay? But hey, it's late. You're listening to Crow's Corner Nightly. Some days feel like they belong to another time. Like they slipped sideways into your life from some broken clock, dragging you with them. And today was one of those. So here I am, end of the night, and this is where my head's at. Okay, I just didn't. Didn't wake up ready. Didn't stretch or breathe, or make that morning coffee with intention like they tell you to. Didn't even open the blinds. Didn't make it to caring for kids this morning. And I hate that because it matters to me, but I just didn't. I opened my eyes, felt the weight of the day already waiting, and my brain, my body, they whispered, nope, not today. And I listened. I rolled over, I pulled the covers higher, and for a while I disappeared. Not in a dangerous way, not in a runaway kind of way, more like I just vanished from the expectations of being on, being responsible, being present. Because even pretending to be okay felt like a lie I didn't have the strength to sell. And when I finally got up, it wasn't for me. It was for the list. The invisible, relentless to-do list that lives in the corners of every day. The one no one writes down, but you carry anyway. Helping everybody. Help my wife. Help my mom. Try not to lose it when my brother bugs me for a bath again. Feed the animals. Unload the dishes. Well, not unload the dishes, but kind of look at the dishes. Say, I'm going to do those later. Fix this thing. Do that. Call this place. Call that place. And smile while I'm doing it. All of it. All while falling apart in silence. And here's the thing no one really says out loud. No one claps for you when you hold the whole world together. There's no applause for the invisible effort. No standing ovation for keeping it going. They just expect it. And while they rest, I crack quietly off stage. I don't know why it says off stage. That's funny. Like, I didn't call Greater Lakes today. Didn't follow up on the mental health side of things. Didn't say, hey, I need someone to walk through this with me. Didn't. Couldn't. Wouldn't. But I did schedule that gastroenterology appointment to get my throat checked out. December. And it's wild, right? Because that tiny act of care feels both like progress and procrastination. Like, yes, I'm doing something. But also, December? That's 5 months away. It's a win, but it's a wait. Because self-care still feels like something reserved for people who have time, who have backup, who don't feel guilty for stopping to catch their breath. And appointments, they feel like yet another plate I have to spin, another chore in a day already too full. And then there's Summerfest, Saturday. I said I'd go, said I'd do that man on the street segment, that fun stuff. Oh wait, that's not Summerfest. I'm talking about Pride Festival on Saturday, last Saturday. This Saturday is Summerfest. That's why they confused me. But I said I'd go. I said I'd do that man on the street segment, talk to strangers, make people laugh, capture the energy of the day. But truthfully, I was scared. You know, I got scared that I would freeze up, look awkward, my voice wouldn't carry, or that my energy wouldn't match the crowd. But it still felt like I failed. And then then if I try at Summerfest to do the same thing and have the same reactions to myself, I'll feel failed again. And then I might spiral because I'll hate myself for not trying and also for not being perfect when I do try. That's the loop. But I'm still here, still breathing, still dragging myself forward, even if it's not pretty, people. I didn't accomplish much today. Didn't cross off the big things, didn't hit any personal goals or post a highlight reel. I didn't even ask for help. But I showed up for the people who needed me, even in small, tired ways. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. Thanks for sitting in this space with me. If today was heavy for you too, I see you. If you're still carrying the weight of it, you're not alone. This has been Crow's Corner Nightly. We'll be back tomorrow, maybe still tired, maybe still uncertain, but still here. And maybe that's the point, that we're meant to be here, meant to keep going, meant to do all this, not perfectly, but honestly. So, good night for Crow's Corner. And just like that, we've reached the end of another wild ride here on Talk Radio. From history to hilarity, from deep dives to street side shout outs. Thank you for joining us and being part of this growing, curious, and just a little crazy community. Whether you're listening in Lakewood, lurking in Lacey, or vibing out somewhere way beyond, we're glad you chose to spend your time with us. Even if we had the little error of like the camera freezing on me. And then I had to like restart my computer and restart the whole show. Well, not the whole show, but I started where I ended off. So if you watched the first little video, this is the follow-up. The continuation. This is what happens when you do live shows. You know, anything can happen. But if today's show made you think, made you laugh, or just made you say, wait, what did they just say? Then we've done our job. And if you liked it, share it. Send this episode to a friend, a coworker, your weird uncle, or your local barista who always gives you extra espresso shots. Follow us on Instagram at Talk Radio 2025, or find us on Facebook at Talk Radio 74, where you can direct message us your favorite stories, conspiracy theories, cryptid sightings, or just photos of your dog. And don't forget to visit crowrulesentertainment.com for full episodes. upcoming guests, and all things talk radio. And there will be changes coming to crowroadsentertainment.com in the near future. I'm going to be doing a revamp of the page, making it look different. So, just kind of an upgrade. You can also find out ways you can maybe get involved with the future plans for Video Yearbook Project, or become a community partner. Get the word out, build some video yearbook teams for like middle schools or high schools in the Pierce County area, the Clover Park School District, all that stuff. So, but new episodes drop weeknights, Monday through Friday, each with its own flavor. So whatever you're into, we've got a night for you. Until next time, take care of each other. Be good to your weird little corner of the world. And remember, stay curious, stay loud, and most of all, stay you, Lakewood. This is Talk Radio, and I'm signing off for tonight. Sorry about the error and the mess up and the camera freezing. I just saw myself frozen, and I was like, what's going on with the camera? What the heck, man? It's not supposed to go like this. It's not supposed to go like this. But I made it through. Another night, another show. But be back with you tomorrow for finally Friday, and off the week, and head into the weekend.